Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss something? Yeah, it's been 4 days away. Did I miss anything while I was gone? While I was up hunting? Yeah, I think I did. Let's cover it all. This is In Other News. I'm your host, Mike Ross. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out. Hope you had a good holiday weekend. We had a lot of fun. Happy Cyber Monday to you. Always encourage you to get over to our buddies at Canning Coolers. Use the code Go Show, and you're gonna get a good bunch of money off your order. And they're the best coolers there are. Slavo Salt seasoning as well. Go to slavosalt.com. Use the same code and get some best stocking stuffer there is. Period. The very best stocking stuffer there is. Okay. So while I was up chasing elk around the high country of Arizona, apparently what was said would never be done has actually been done. What you were told over and over and over again, that there's no way, there's absolutely no way that President Biden, he's still the president of the United States, although he moved out of the White House a week and a half ago, still the United States president, pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. Now, there's a lot of clutching of pearls and, oh my God, how dare, oh, that's so awful. It was expected. And I don't really know a lot of us that wouldn't do the same thing. Okay? Then I'm going to get to the details here is where they always say the devil's in the details. That's what we'll get to in a moment. But I got to tell you, knocking a man for pardoning his son is, I don't understand who wouldn't do that. I really don't. Oh, we got to teach him a hard lesson. Dude's like 55. There's no hard lessons. He's baked. He's good. He's in. So I'm not really off on that. We knew that was going to happen. We absolutely knew that. Yeah, Truman. Yeah, I was shocked. Yeah. Nobody at all was shocked. But anyway, pardon me. That's what we should have done. I should blanket pardons. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But this is something that Benny posted today. Check this out.
Is above the law.
No one is above the
No
law.
one, as it says.
Nobody is above the law.
Okay, so far we have Nancy Pelosi, we have Pocahontas, and now we have this socialist idiot all saying that no one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
There he is, Gary Nadler. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Again,
Nobody is above the law.
Oh, that. By the way, Representative Cohen was the guy that brought the KFC bucket into a congressional hearing to show people that the witness that didn't show up was a chicken. Yeah.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Oh,
No one is above the
Get him,
law.
Hakeem.
No one is above the law.
No one is above
No
the law.
one is above the law.
No one. Except that guy. Except him right there. Yeah, no one's above the law. Let me talk about this. I understand that the two-tier justice beyond. I get that, Jim. Jim, it's a solid point. It really is. Agree with the pardoning of son. You're just going to. We talk about immigration, and there's none of us. By the way, I talked to somebody about immigration this weekend with a fantastic way that this ends or should end. Anyway, the same thing. If I was born in Mexico, Guatemala, any other country that was not the United States, and I thought, okay, if I give these dudes 10 grand, I can get all of my family up there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. 100% I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking Joe Biden today for pardoning his son. No, and I'm not going to. But I'm going to knock these bozos out of the damn water. Listen to this.
Not pardon or commute sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
Nope, not going to do it.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
Deal. And we get that, right? They were told that was the market. There's no way we're going to do this. But that was before Joe Biden was completely screwed by his entire party. That's before Joe Biden wanted to lay waste to this entire thing by stepping aside and immediately, I think it was 30 minutes later, endorsed Kamala Harris, who the DNC didn't want. He laid waste to this whole thing, telling Ukraine, yeah, you can go ahead and launch U.S. missiles into Russia. Sure, why not? Just scorched earth at this point. But that was the whole thing. That was what was behind it. Behind it was the lie behind it, that no way he's going to do that. And it left a lot of us, I think, in the independent or conservative circles just kind of scratching their heads. Why the hell wouldn't he? I don't understand that. the list of presidential pardons is extensive. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up here. I'm gonna let's see here. Pardons by president. Let me see this. Let me see what we got here. Okay, a list of granted clemency. Oh, come on. All right, here we go. George Washington actually gave 16 pardons. The first person that could do that. He's like, yeah, sure, I got 16. Let's see who Ulysses S. Grant just knocked it out of the park with 1,300. 1,300. Pardons. Grover Cleveland, yes, he was our president, 1,000. And then it just goes absolutely off the rails. It just does. FDR, 3,700 pardons. 3,700 pardons. Barack Obama was the biggest of this era. Shocking. Ready for this? 1,927. Joe Biden, 26. Now, understand that he also pardoned 6,500 low-level drug charge people that are in prison. So I don't think anybody's really worried about that, especially for marijuana. W had 200, Clinton had 459, Trump had 237. But I mean, it's a thing. It's what you can do as the president of the United States. So knock him all you want. It was his son. Where it gets crappy is right here. Here's KJP from Air Force One.
Repeatedly yourself since the election, the president has said for months no pardon was coming. I wanted to ask you, could those statements now be seen as lies from the American people? Is there really a credibility issue?
Not can they be seen. They are seen as lies.
You're given now this announcement.
First of all, one of the things that the president always believes is to be truthful to the American people. That is something that he always truly
She's saying, I know this is audio only, but she's saying it with a straight face.
believes. And if you see the end of his, I assume that you've read his statement, and you look at the end of that statement, and he actually says that in the first line in the last paragraph, and respects the thinking and how the American people will actually see this in his decision making. And I would encourage everyone to read in full the president's statement. I think he lays out.
How would we? Okay, so let me stop it there. There's more to come, but I don't understand where we were lied to for that long. No. This will not happen. And asked time and time again, point blank, will this happen? No. Will this happen? No. And now I'm supposed to read a statement, not a video presentation, not a press conference, anything. I'm supposed to read a statement that now explains the thought process and believe that. This is why Donald Trump is the new president of the United States, period.
His thought process. He lays out how he came to this decision. He came to this decision this weekend.
Oh, he did.
So let's be very clear about that. He said
they
it
say,
himself.
let's be very clear about that. That's odds are they're lying.
It's in his voice. He said he came to this decision this weekend. And he said he wrestled with this. And because he believes in the justice system, but he also believes that the war politics infected the process and led to a miscarriage of justice.
A miscarriage of justice. So I went and I read it. I read the statement, and I just can't think. I mean, this was Rhonda just asked right there. I think it's a good question. 100% he will. 100% he will. Once we understand the human assets that were in the crowd for the FBI, I think it's time. It's time, or just give them their day in court and stop holding them indefinitely. Give them their day in court then. Yeah. Then he comes, screw you guys, I'm getting home. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. So what was that? He's like, yeah, I'm done. And keep in mind, before we continue on this, I mean, I hope you all understand, at least my stance on Joe Biden and why he has done what he has done in the last probably 2 years of his presidency. He's done that because he was not treated as an equal by former presidents. He was not treated with the respect of a president by his own party. And he thought that after 50 years of being a senator, that he was going to be and a vice president. He's going to be the president of the United States and finally get to join the cool kids club. Finally, not to just be, oh, that's old Joe. That's another gaffe from old Joe. He thought he was going to be given his comeuppance. He was going to be given his due and the respect that he feels that he deserves for serving that party. I'm going to tell you this very, very, very loyally for half a century. He thought now I can be part of the club, and they never accepted him in the club. And he is doing what he's done and been doing, is basically a big middle finger to his entire party for running him out and embarrassing him. I'm surprised him and Dr. Jill even I thought they would have a Clinton arrangement by this point, because she was all about keeping him going. So it's all together. Yeah, KJP, she deserves an award for being able to, let me get this up here. Yeah. For utter not one, seriously, for real. She was handed just turds and told to go make them shiny, right? But it's, I don't feel bad for her because she did. Show some self-respect. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you anymore. This is awful. We've been covering this up. Speaking of covering this up, have y'all seen this? What happened to Jay Leno? Jay Leno got rolled. Jay Leno got rolled just like Harry Reid did. Remember the old Senate Majority Leader, Harry Reid, the nuclear option Harry Reid? Harry Reid showed up with half of his face bandaged up, and he said he fell on his treadmill. Harry Reid was so old he couldn't step up onto a treadmill. And he was from Vegas. He was a Nevada senator. He dude just got rolled because the very next week, what did he do? I'm not running for Senate again. Said no senator ever except for Harry Reid. After his treadmill beat him up. This happened to Jay Leno. You cannot tell me otherwise. What? Look at this. Oh, watch this poor guy.
What on earth happened to Jay Leno?
Oh, your poor face.
Look at my eye.
Oh my gosh.
Jay Leno is all bruised up. The left side of his face is black and blue. His eye is swollen shut. And look at his injured wrist.
It broke my wrist. Lost my nail on the finger. And then I'm all black and blue.
The comedian says he fell down a 60-foot hill.
Fell down a hill.
Well, the hill doesn't look that steep. Let me take it down. And then
You rolled down a hill?
Oh,
that's not true.
Because I always see that. I always look down a 60-foot hill and I go, I'm going to walk down a 60-foot hill. This is, guys, trust me, I have more.
True.
No, that's true.
Jay Leno says he was staying at a Hampton Inn about 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh on.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Jay Leno was staying where?
It's not true.
No, that's true.
Jay Leno says he was staying at a Hampton Inn about 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh on Saturday night when he wanted to have dinner at a local restaurant before his show. Instead of walking a mile and a half down the road, he decided to take a shortcut down the hill. Not a good idea. This is believed to be the steep incline.
He took that. That's the Jay Leno forward there. Y'all want to come with me on this? Do you know how Jay Leno knows something? Something's going on. I don't know if it's Diddy stuff, whatever it is. Jay Leno is worth $450 million, just shy of $500 million. He's staying at the Hampton Inn outside of Hoboken. All right, come on. And then instead of having a car, nothing like that, he's going to walk to dinner right before his show. There's nothing truthful. Look at that. There's not one of us that would look down and say, yeah, I can just go ahead and just scoot down this hill. That's a cliff. It's not a hill. Yeah.
He tumbled down.
Well, I hit a bunch of rocks. It was 60 feet.
Incredibly, the famous workaholic legend performed just 3 hours later without even taking a day off to nurse his injuries. Last night, he was back at it again, performing at a comedy show.
Yeah, because he had to be. Y'all don't get this. He had to.
In Beverly Hills. This is just the latest mishap to afflict Leno in recent years. In November 2022, he was severely burned in a fire inside his garage.
I went to the Grossman Burn Center, and I got a new face. That's a brand new ear.
Leno needed skin grafts, and there he is undergoing hyperbaric therapy at the world-renowned Grossman Burn Center in Los Angeles. Tomorrow night, he'll perform at Comedy for a Cause in Hermosa Beach to raise money for the Burn Foundation, his thank you for saving his life.
Will you be able to see again?
It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Rolled. Completely and utterly rolled. Do you believe anything anymore? I think that's been a theme of basically the last year of my life. What in the world can you believe? Jay Leno obviously did not fall down a 60-foot hill because he was staying at a Hampton Inn. I want receipts. Staying at a Hampton Inn. What do you take a cab? You take a yellow cab there from the airport? Like, come on. It's absurd. Oh yeah, remember? Gee, I almost got completely burned to death in my garage magically. That he doesn't even work on cars. He just has a garage full of cars, and magically he gets burned like that and gets up at the burn unit. And then this. I mean, I want to get Scott asked who was behind him on that hill. I do get that, but I really doubt he was staying at a Hampton Inn. But I want to believe this because I want to, by all rights. It seems like Jay Leno's a good dude. It just does. It seems like he's a good guy, got a conscience. Just he's funny. He is a workaholic. He works just tirelessly. He doesn't stop. But he was making $15 million a year from NBC running the Tonight Show, and he still every Wednesday, I believe, was at the Comedy Store right up the road. Still did stand up. It's what he loved to do. I think he probably his conscience just got the best of him and knowing what the hell he knows, and this is what happens. This is what happens. That's bad. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that garage, Scotty, is absolutely insane. His garage is dumb. Actually, there's I think it's Instagram handles and YouTube channels that are just his garage. So it's really, really interesting to see. It's pretty damn nice car. It's very Jerry Seinfeld-esque. Yes. Had a teacher said, never believe anything that you hear and only half of what you see. Yeah, you've seen magicians do their craft. It's true. That's true. But I mean, it just falls back to people who know something, and people that don't want them to let that out. This is what happens. Because look at this. Watch this. Watch. I'm gonna show you this. Remember, he said he fell down that little hill outside of the Hampton Inn, and he looked like that. Because again, I'm going back to Harry Reid with the treadmill. But he said he looked like that. How about this? Yes, my people. These are my people. These are my fellow countrymen. Look at this. Oh. They're doing this for sport. Yeah. Look at that. Oh. That guy does not look like Jay Leno. These guys are doing this intentionally. And it is a sport. I don't know what they call it. Hill rolling or whatever the hell they call it. Yeah. They put them around the tuchus. Yeah. Look at the crowd, though. My God. Yeah, the crowd of this. Yes, this is a spectator sport. None of them look like that. And they went down a bigger hill, and they were getting flopped like they were rag dolls. You think he owns 300 cars? Yeah, I believe so. Well, if I was worth $500 million, I'd probably own 300 of something as well. Probably firearms. Let's go ahead and call it what it is, right? Yes. I don't think things feel off about that. I just have a Monday normal week. Here we go. Thanks, Greg. It's good to have you. Good to have you around. But yeah, that's 100%. I saw that immediately. The Inside Edition or whatever it was. I saw that immediately as Jay Leno. Something happened to him. That's not. Classic me. I decided to walk 1.5 miles to a restaurant before my show. No. Clooney. Yeah, you're about this as well. George Clooney is not happy. He is not a happy man. He believes now that he was coerced into backing the DNC coup and getting Biden kicked off the ticket in place of Kamala Harris. But it wasn't in place of Kamala Harris at the time. But he feels duped. Sources are saying he has been doing his best to get a hold of Barack, but Barack has quite literally disappeared since the election. So see, it all comes around, people. It just all keeps coming around. Let's talk about this Kash Patel thing. Kash Patel has been nominated to head up the FBI. Kash Patel is a very, very conservative person, a person who has absolutely no problem going Doge on this and light it up. I actually saw him on a clip of him with Glenn Beck, and he said, no, I've seen the JFK files unredacted. I've read them all. He said, I read the 9/11 reports, unredacted. Ruby Ridge, name them all. He goes, I have them all unredacted. I have them all here. And of course, he was pressed to give a little info. And of course, he's not going to give any info because the guy's a Fed. So he's been nominated. And I think my litmus test for any of the nominees is see how freaked out people are when they're nominated. I'm not talking about you and I. I'm not talking about your golf buddies. I'm talking about the actual state themselves, the players, the talking heads, to see their reaction in any of these nominations and why they're reacting the way they are. Let's go to one of the biggest criminals in our history. That is Andrew McCabe.
So, Kate, it's a somewhat confounding.
I love this. He's the senior law enforcement analyst for CNN. It says Trump picks loyalist Kash Patel to lead a loyalist. Loyalist to who? To him or to the country? Mm-hmm.
Pick. There's a whole conversation to be had about whether or not he's qualified for the job. I would argue he's clearly not. He doesn't.
Clearly not. Okay, this is what Andrew McCabe says. He is clearly not qualified for the job. You heard that, right? You heard it.
Have the experience and knowledge of the law enforcement community is a fairly undistinguished legal career.
Undistinguished legal career. Undistinguished.
He doesn't really have a fraction of the qualifications that any former FBI director chosen by any president has.
And by the way, that's what makes him qualified. Because none of this was run. None of the entire campaign was run on, I'm going to pick insiders. I'm going to pick outsiders to come look inside, look under the hood, see what the hell's going on. And I think even the most ardent Trump hater would go, it's probably a good idea. We should probably check under the hood in a lot of these agencies. There's 133 agencies. No, there's more than that. There's 200. I think the average was for the United States in our little infancy here as a country, we have created a government agency, I think once every 6 months on average. That's absurd, but I think it's time to look in. So when Andrew McCabe says that Kash Patel is unqualified, he's gaslighting you. He's assuming that the CNN audience is not going to do their homework. They're just going to believe Andrew McCabe, who, by the way, lost his career because he's a liar. They're going to just trust him. And they're going to say Kash Patel is not, get torches, pitchforks. They better not confirm him. No way. Kash Patel was the deputy DNI, director of national intelligence. He was the deputy director of national intelligence. He was a federal prosecutor. He has a huge resume. But his biggest crime in the eyes of the media is he likes Donald Trump. He wants to expose. And that's why people are scared. And when I say people, I mean the swampy POSs that are up there just cashing in on this whole thing. Like Dan Crenshaw. I'm going to stay on you, Dan. I'm not letting off the gas there, buddy. After that interview, I'm not letting off the gas. You are a punk. Worth 150 million, please. No, I'm sorry. So 1.5 million in his first 2 years. Yeah. It's nice on a congressional $170,000 salary, right? Just times 10. It's all good. And that's true. Libertarians do want outsiders and on strict term limits. I don't disagree with that. What I do appreciate about the incoming administration is that everybody's given time limits. Like, you got 2 years to fix this. The Doge crew has 18 months. You got 18 months to do what you do. And that's the way it should be. We'll qualify it, Ray. And that's true. Director Ray is a liar. Director Ray, in congressional sworn testimony, said he does not know if there were any human assets in the crowd of January 6th. Doesn't know. The director of the FBI, you know. Hey, where's that laptop thing? Oh, where's the laptop? Yeah. Actually, let's get back to that, by the way. On that laptop alone, there was 100, I believe, 30 drug felonies. There were 100 plus sex crimes, and who knows how many business crimes. Well over 100. The pardon that was given to Hunter Biden, the pardon, and pardon me for going off topic, was an 11-year blanket. That's why I'm not going to rip him for pardoning his son, but his son's only been convicted of one crime. It's a stupid gun charge. Okay. Go ahead and pardon him for that. I don't even know if Joe Biden knows this. I think he thought he was just pardoning Hunter for the gun crime. It's an 11-year, very specific, an 11-year blanket pardon for any crime that he might have committed in 11 years, including selling access to the White House. He's been pardoned. So again, going back to Joe Biden, we'll come back to Kash Patel in a minute. Going back to Joe Biden laying absolute scorched earth on the place because he was absolutely hosed by his party. This might be intentional. You think about this. There is a Hunter Biden who knows that the DNC screwed his dad, and he's going to be called in this new administration for special counsels. He's going to be called to testify in front of anybody, to be deposed. He can say anything he wants. He has a blanket pardon. Blanket. This is my, I can do whatever I want and get away with a badge kind of vibe. So it might be another play, knowing that his son's going to be deposed, and now his son has absolutely nothing, don't care. Yes, on that 7-day Hollywood vacation I took with my dad's vice presidential credit card and the 6 or 7 hookers that he was paying. He's like, so-and-so was with me. I can say that. He's not going to get rung up. He's not going to get rung up. There's no statute of limitations because now there is no limitations at all. Absolutely. Scott, I'm going to tell you something, buddy. You would have a hard time convincing me that they didn't vote for Trump. You'd have a hard time convincing me of that. I don't say it sounds here. 11-year party shield for Joe as well. Yeah. Oh, he gave himself one? Oh, I didn't know that. Did he give his brother one too? But Joe as well. Would not be surprised if the Biden partners go. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know he gave himself one too. That's shady as all hell. If that's true, I'll have to look that up. And not saying, I mean, Sherman, send me a link. It'd be great. But that's, oh my God. If he gave himself a pardon, dude, seriously. Anyway, back to Kash Patel. Kash Patel is exactly what the FBI needs, whether it's for a year, 2 years, or whatever. And Greg, I don't disagree with you that the 18-month window is for midterm marketing. Totally get that, 100%. But I don't care how long Kash Patel is the head of the FBI. He's going to, here it is. He's going to open the books. If he gets qualified, I mean, if he gets not nominated, if he gets approved, confirmed, excuse me. Pardon me. He's going to just go scorched earth on the entire, open the books. Here you go. This is what happened. This is what happened to all of these things. And including when it comes to the J6 dudes, because you see a lot of people that are still 4 years later in prison without a trial. That's not American. Period. It's not American. They're not even Gen Pop. They're in solitary. There are human beings who have been in American citizens, no matter what they did. They broke a window, punched a cop, whatever it was. They're in federal prison right now, and they haven't had a trial. They've lived there for years. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's totally useless. I don't know if he's useless as a witness in any case because he has nothing to lose. He can turn it up. And by the way, he has the receipts. You see, if you just ask a now pardoned, I can do whatever I want, Hunter Biden, you ask him a question about this, that, or the other thing. He can say, yeah, actually, I have the stuff right here. Yeah, you can't. I know I committed the crime with this guy, but I have a pardon. So, yeah, but you can go get that guy if you want. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the pardon is. I mean, the pardon is, like Greg says, is BS. It just really is. But Again, I'm not going to rip anyone for pardoning their son. I'd do the same for mine. I really would. So not bashing him on that part. I got to find out if he was part of the pardon, but the 11-year part is absolutely absurd. It's just, come on now, guys. It's pretty specific too, right? I mean, I think he could have just gone lifetime, but he went 11 years. Why'd he go 11 years? Do the math. Exactly. Walk it back and find out what the Bidens were doing at that time. Full pardon. Blanket pardon. Pardon me for going off of that topic right now. I'll do it all day, guys. I dad jokes. I can just do. Snoop Dogg. Let's talk about Snoop-a-Loop. Snoop Dogg, one of my favorite humans, mostly because we're both from Long Beach. But I agree with Snoop when he took the time to absolutely bash a performer at, I forget what the festival's called. It's in Chicago. It's not Lollapalooza. It's something different. But why do we want to celebrate this? I mean, Lizzo, hold my sandwich. This is not. I back Snoop on this. Look at this dude.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
You're seeing this right. You're seeing this right. You got a couch on stage, and he's so fat, he's set up to oxygen. They're not bashing the dude. I mean, dude's obviously got some things going on. You let yourself be on, like 2,000-pound life or whatever that is. Yeah, here's the lady. Oh, love. I'm talking about euphoria. I'm not talking about a man. Snoop's right. This is why we need our occasion. This can't be right. And by the way, it seems to be like, from what I'm seeing, Bio writes that Lizzo's understanding, like, okay, I am a role model for some girls. I'm gonna try to try to live a healthier lifestyle. How about that? But this is Lynn. It's not just called obesity, dude. It's Lynn. That's morbid obesity. That is when you have to have a mechanism pull you on and off stage, and your stage presence is hooked up to oxygen, and you're stuck on a couch on stage. That's where they're this get off my whatever Snoop Dogg. Snoop is right. Snoop is right in all of that. Now Snoop is, I think he's 6'4", 180. I mean, he's a stick. He's like the model for Jack Skellington in that movie, Nightmare Before Christmas. So I would say that I would give hope in saying that those that were there, those that saw that, going, dude, this is fine, dude. Get you do you. We're here to hear your music. That's fine. But the whole couch thing and we need oxygen thing, we need to do something. We need to do something. And that's what I think, going back to the new Director of Health and Human Services, Secretary of Health and Human Services, is it doesn't even have to be a choice. It could be like, we can get rid of a lot of this crap and just be done with it. It doesn't even have to be a choice. You can eat Fruit Loops that aren't colorful. It's totally okay. They taste the same. They're just not going to look the same. And you don't end up looking like this dude, where you become a celebrity, a successful recording artist. And you are so unhealthy that you have to sit on a couch in a stage with oxygen hooked up to your face with an oxygen tank. I mean, this is the worst look ever. So I'm just hoping that everybody's kind of like, Truman, he's just big bone. Sure. Yeah. Camera. What was the line? Was that from Tommy Boy? The camera adds 5 pounds, right? Well, how many cameras are on him? Fantastic. I guess we're GI back long ago. The weight was reversed. Poor guy when he came PT painful. Yeah, it's look. I can't. I'm not knocking the dude for being that. I'm knocking the dude for basically saying it's okay. It's not. And again, obviously, the people that get that size, there's something going on, and just we'll hope the best for him. But damn, whew, that was Friends. What was Friends? No, it wasn't. Yo, no. It was the Tommy Boy scene that might have happened at Friends. Do not claim that I'm going to quote Friends, Rhonda. Worst acted television show in history. It was the scene where Tommy Boy had the flares tied to his chest, and his frat brothers were watching it. They said the camera adds 5 pounds. How many cameras are on it? That's what it was. You can look it up. I know you're going to fact check me. Yeah. It was my comfort. I think it was a lot of people's comfort show. I think the Friends, I'm not knocking Friends. I mean, those people are still making millions of dollars in syndication. They had great contracts. It's a show that resonates with a lot of people. So I'm not ripping the show. I just thought it was just not a really good acted show. That's it. Just wasn't. It's like the movie Trap. Worst acted movie I've ever seen. Yeah. You start getting healthy, you realize how miserable you were when you're fat. I totally get that. Like I'm chunky right now. I've totally let it all go. I just have. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be up at the high country hunting and whatever. I'll be fine. I'll be wearing a bunch of big coats and camo. I'm good. But now I got to dial it back in. I'll tell you that much. But you realize you're like, holy cow! I forgot how crappy I felt. Yeah. Open the going to transparency. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Yeah, to your plan of pardons. Yeah, I'm all about it. And by the way, I going back to that, I wouldn't mind pardoning anyone you're going to rat out. Fine, cool. If it was so and so that did so and what, fine. Go ahead and offer them a deal. Say, look, you're gonna get a pardon, but we need to know what the hell happened. Okay. Yeah, I was talking to somebody this weekend with very high clearance, very high up into the government, on the plane with this president, that office with this president, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I forget, I think it was Oklahoma, might have been Oklahoma City, it might be. So he looked at his friend who was hunting with, and he said, remember I told you I was briefed by the ATF that day? He said I wasn't. I was briefed by Marshall. Just tell us the truth. That's all I want to know. Just tell us the truth. There you go. That's all we need. As long as we get the truth, fine. Whoever tells us the truth, I'm going to go ahead and say we can go ahead and you get a pass. Just tell us the truth. That's all I know. That's all I want. All right, let's stay on the gas, and I really have no idea what this is. Let's watch. Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's our. Oh, okay. It's okay. That gives you a little bit of info to what our decompression session is, because the thing is absolutely fantastic. So let's get back to this here. Let's say Lynn and tallow. And this is the part I was barefoot. Tallow. I'm all about that. Let's talk about RK deep fat frying turkey with no shoes. Oh, what's wrong with that? I think that's rad. Yeah. Why does he need to have shoes on when you deep fry a turkey? If you deep fry anything, you do it right. You don't have to have shoes on. You don't have to. If you have to put up a protective barrier, you're probably not frying something right. Yeah. Yeah. And this is I saw the guy chase down a rattlesnake in his driveway with a bucket, a baseball bucket, and a little fishing net a little net that you use in your fish tank. And we're going to see we're going to see. Greg claims that 2025 will be the year of transparency and justice. Write it down. I'm going to say transparency-ish. I think that's the best we can hope for at this point is transparency-ish. Transparency light, transparency adjacent. I don't think we're getting full transparency. It sure as hell will not be the year of justice. I doubt any of these people are going to get brought to justice. That's the only way we're going to know what happened. And the thing is if we as a country just start to decide, hey, you know what? The truth shall set you free. And that's more important than, gotcha. I think it's going to be a successful run. And we have to understand as a country that we're not going to know everything. Because we're going to basically, once a Fed, always a Fed. It's going to, even Kash Patel, who's very, very successful, very intelligent. He's a little odd. He's not the very buttoned up, I'm an FBI director. I am an FBI agent. He's not that guy. He's kind of a loose cannon. So having to run the department, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see how it turns out. A bite of the bear is a good start. Like I always tell the kids, I tell anyone I love, with a big daunting task in front of them. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Just keep going. Just get a good start. That's why I agree with that. Yes. And Ron, I think all of us just want the bail to be pulled back. Oh, we got wait. JFK, wait. RFK Jr. got second-degree burns from splattering oil. Well, he did it wrong. I gotta look that up. I gotta find that video. Yeah, I saw a bunch of. I mean, you do every Thanksgiving. You always find that. That might be a good FAFO Friday for the Go Show. People trying to fry turkeys. Oh, man, dry the turkey off. Good Lord. Boiling oil and water don't work. They don't like each other. They go boom. Just dunking a big old, and you always see like the firemen, the local PSAs, like, here we're at the fire department of Phoenix, Arizona. And put a wet frozen turkey, because people fry frozen turkeys, you bozos. That's Darwinism. Putting it into the fryer. We got all the firemen in their suits. And oh, you got second-degree burns, splatting oil, dude. Yeah. I mean, I've done things where I've probably been burned that I'm not really proud of, but yeah. But were you frying a turkey? Yeah. Oh, look at you. Greg's pulling in the holiday season reference here. That's not bad for a Canadian. Do Canadians celebrate Christmas? Kid. Let's see. Trump has created Island of Misfit Toys. Yeah, team of rivals. It's funny that every time that you see these talking heads talk about one, it was Kash Patel or as Tulsi Gabbard. I haven't heard anybody talk about Kristi Noem. Why is nobody talking about Kristi Noem? She shot a dog in the face. Like, why is nobody talking about that? Ended her VP run like that. And she put it in a book. But why is nobody talking about that? She is absolutely unqualified to be the director of Homeland Security. I think if you're going to pick somebody that's unqualified, I don't know where she fits in. Tulsi, DNI all day. Kennedy, the HHS, hell yeah. Kash Patel, FBI, yep. Gates was whatever you call it. Gates was just a plant, really, to see where everybody was. But now, so you understand, Matt Gaetz is going to be a special counsel. Matt Gaetz is going to be more dangerous now than if he actually were the attorney general. He's going to be stuck on special prosecutions, special counsels, and it's look at the man. He's not that happy because he lost his gig. The guy's posting all over. If you follow him on social media, holy mackerel, that is one happy dude. He ain't happy because he doesn't have to work in D.C. anymore. He's happy because he gets to go do actually what he wanted to go do in the first place. His second best wordsmith. I know. Wait. Oh, see, I'm going to put this up there. If you compliment me in the comments, I'm definitely showing that. Wordsmith. I know. Oh, appreciate that, buddy. We're doing our best. Okay. I appreciate you, Greg. Thank you very much for that. Ben Carson is up for Surgeon General. Wouldn't be mad at it. You know what I think would be, how about Dr. Oz? What are you going to do? It'd probably be a great Surgeon General is Rand Paul. Rand Paul would be a fantastic Surgeon General. That would be awesome having Rand around. I'd be all about that. I'm shot a dog in the face. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's typically ATM calls. True. Yeah. Thanks to Ruby Ridge. But yes, so Slappy is my favorite. I appreciate that. And I dig the Slappies. But no, in her book, she did say she shot a puppy. I'm like, look, Oz gets a little fired up every now and again, but I'm not gonna shoot him. I might have thought of it, but I'm not gonna. I kid only when he bites Queen Bee. That's the only thing that get upset about that. I'm protective. I'm very, very protective. Let's get to this. Did you know that Tampon Timmy Walls had a oh God. I gotta tell you this. I'm not gonna say who. Liberal friend of mine. I mentioned something about the Harris video, the drunk video. And then there was a Walls video as well. I don't know if we played it. I can see if I can find it. I don't know if I tossed that thing. There's a Walls video as well. And so I mentioned it. And he said, who? And he was serious. I said, the vice VP candidate. He goes, oh, yeah. Anyway, here's his daughter.
sweater is from Old Navy. I've got big baggy black jeans that are from Free People. And thank you to everyone that pointed out that Free People, Anthro, and Sephora are all big donors to the Republican Party and Donald Trump. Good to know. I will take that into account in the future. Keep holding me accountable like that because I genuinely didn't know, and that is...
Did you miss that?
My sweater is from Old Navy. I've got big baggy black jeans that are from Free People. And thank you to everyone that pointed out that Free People, Anthro, and Sephora are all big donors to the Republican Party and Donald Trump.
Ooh.
Good to know. I will take that into account in the future. Keep holding me accountable like that because I genuinely didn't know, and that's great.
Literally just box yourself into a cage. Literally. Keep holding me accountable because Old Navy, Sephora, and Free People donated to some Republican at some point? What? This is wild to me because to me, it's important to see because I don't want my kids falling in the trap. I don't want people I love falling in this trap. Like, why would you put this much of a burden on you that you would say, okay, I'm not going to buy this shirt, which I absolutely love. The sweater, I absolutely love. These pants that I've worn my whole life, and they're amazing, and they're the absolute best. These shoes, oh, these hunting boots, this and that. Oh, they donated to a Democrat. They donated to a Republican as a corporation. So, do you understand that most corporations play both sides of the ball? And we know that as adults, we know that as grown-ups, and we expect that as grown-ups. I want to say it was Keating here in Phoenix. Help me out if I'm wrong on that. I think it was Charles Keating. When he was asked by a reporter, you donate equally to Republicans and Democrats. Do you think that helps buy you influence? He goes, it better. It's the best answer I've heard in a minute. Well, yeah, it better. Most corporations give to both sides because both corporations know that the winds of change, anything, if you donate all Republican, here come the Democrats, and you're not going to get any government contracts. Same on the other side. If you donate all Democrat, here come the Republicans, you're not going to get any government contracts. That's the way of things. Just the way of things. And hopefully we get a lot with Doge and all that. We get a lot of that exposed. But Sephora does not. Okay, Rhonda, help me out here. Let me see. This is not. They actually dropped a contract with some influencers who had more conservative views. Okay. Yeah. But again, now you have Tampon Timmy Wall's kid up there saying Sephora. They're like, Sephora's like, no, we didn't do any of that crap. We dropped some of the influencers online that we didn't agree with, so that's just not on brand. So we're just going to go ahead and move that away. If an organization sells to primarily, let's say, Browning firearms, how about that? I'll do Ruger firearms here in Arizona. Ruger Firearms starts doing, the Bud Light trans can, things like that, the trans shotgun, they're going down because they're not playing to their market. They know what is on brand and what is not on brand. Bud Light got screwed over it. And by the way, which I'll always say is the best way to protest, the very best way to protest is protest with your wallet. Because that speaks to corporations. They understand that Bud Light got the message quick. And they had, well, actually, I don't know about quick. They got the message eventually. I don't think they thought the way would be that, but that's the way you protest. You can go burning down buildings and breaking windows and crap. You just protest. Protest with your vote. Protest with your wallet. This guy running thing. That pub wasn't having. Yeah, you guys are getting into that. So Sephora and Old Navy, they donate to both causes. I can assure you. And when I say causes, I mean both parties, both political ideologies, because they're not stupid. That's how they become successful. But the burden that these kids are holding on their shoulders, the burdens it's unbearable. I remember talking to Rob about a birthday party that he went to, our friend Malcolm. And Malcolm is a very progressive young black man. And he said he was talking to a bunch of these younger kids, and we call them kids because they're in their 20s. And he said that the list that all of these kids hold themselves to is what they can do and can't do, what they can say and can't say, who they can speak to and can't speak to, who they can post with and not post with. The burden of you can't is so strong. I mean, she's now going to go through her closet and got to get rid of everything that says Old Navy, all the makeup she bought at Sephora, Free People, or whatever the hell it was called. I'm like, why? Because what you're going to do when you actually do your homework, which you should, you're going to learn that they donated just as much to Democratic campaigns and progressive candidates, period. They did. Oh, they did. This is terrible. Yeah, and this, hey, Greg is right. Markets take care of everything. And again, it's from a Canadian, so I'll tell you. Self-segregation is correct. I mean, we are a wildly self-segregating species. And by the way, every species is self-segregating. We hold ourselves to higher standards because we have these things right here. We have these thumbs. And that's it. We segregate just like the birds. Birds of a feather flock together, right? All the species is self-segregating, just how we are. And we have put it upon ourselves to be a melting pot to the diversity of a neighborhood, the diversity of a community, the diversity of a town and a state and a nation makes it more rich. We know that. But we are literally fighting a primal instinct to just hang with people that look like you. Or now it is people that agree with you, or people that are in your bubble, your sphere, your ideology. And when I see somebody like, what's her name, Walls, I just know where's Tim's daughter, doing this and saying that basically this is the way you should go too. This is the way you should be. You should protest or take this into consideration, what political campaigns they back. And okay, but the burden on yourself, God, go out and play. Start a business, get a job, go to school, do something. I mean, I know, that's what the deep state wants you to do. Okay. But it's better than burdening myself with, I can't go buy this brand of nachos because the nacho stand I bought it from donated to a Democrat campaign. Who cares? They have damn good nachos. You know what I want to do? I got to get to Vegas. I got to get to Vegas with a quickness. They have a nacho restaurant. Nacho restaurant. All nachos. That's all that's on the menu. You don't have to, you don't have to tell me it's heaven. I already know it is. U.S. born and raised in socialist Quebec, full citizen in both countries, baby. Brother, I know, but I'm always going to give you crap if you're Canadian. Love that. And Joe, I'm part of this community. I also love hearing from people that think different. Yes, I am madly in love with a woman that doesn't agree with me politically. It's cool. It's okay. I don't know what that vote had to do with anything. I still love you. It's the way it is. Yeah. So where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go with that? All right, let's get to a decompression session, which is kind of not really off brand. It's pretty on brand. But I've got to get one of these shirts. Can we do this? We got to figure this out because this is fantastic. Somebody needs to figure this out. It's too much fun. What are you doing here? Okay, ready for this? Oh, this is great. Here we go. Wait, I was going to back it up. I have to back it up. I apologize. Wait, that's not it. That's the rapper guy. Where's my intern? What did I do? Did I take that? I did. I took it off the stage. Hang tight. Let me put it right back onto the stage here. Do. Let me see here. Here we go. I believe so. Nope, that's the guy. That's actually from the other thing. Hang tight. Hang tight. I'm going to find it. I promise. I'm going to find it. Yeah, see, I'm decompressing right here in front of you. Actually, by decompressing, I mean I'm completely falling apart because now I have to put my glasses on. Here we go. Everybody's gonna make fun of me about this. Right there. Okay, here we go. Found it. There we go. Yep, go ahead. See what it's all about. See what that barcode's about. Oh, you got to see it one more time. You're at a bar and the dude has a giant barcode on it. That's all it is. It's just a barcode. Nobody knows what it is. Doesn't even imply anything else. It's just here. Somebody's going to be this. Somebody's going to just take this picture. Watch. Somebody's going to take this picture. Yep. Somebody's going to scan this. This is just, and it goes right to that. Look at that. I would wear that in Seattle anytime I had to go to Seattle. If I was forced to Seattle, that's the first thing I'd be wearing. I'd be wearing it all day. I'd have sweatshirts with that on. I'd have t-shirts with that on. Oh, let the triggering begin. All right, yo. Hope you guys had a fun show. I think it's been a fun show. I'm glad you guys were here. Thank you so much for playing along. And we got a lot more to cover. Some interesting stuff about healthcare tomorrow and why healthcare is really plain to see reason why healthcare has become so damn expensive, and it has nothing to do with insurance. Yeah, now I got your attention. All right, we're going to do it tomorrow right here on In Other News. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow.